The Tennessee Titans beat the Carolina Panthers 17-10, but this felt like a loss. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, definitely subscribe. My goal is to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. If you guys can make that happen, please do. I hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. I'm not looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. It's gonna suck. Having a few days off, it's always makes it hard to go back to work. But we're breaking down Tennessee Titans right now. They beat the Carolina Panthers 17-10. Doesn't feel like a win though. We didn't score any points in the second half, which just worries me about the same bull crap that we had to deal with last year about how the offense could not score in the second half. I mean, are we going to blame Todd Downing, who is with the Jets? We have a different offensive coordinator now. I'm worried. I am. I know we don't exactly have the greatest players on this team. We need to rebuild, obviously, $100 million in cap room next year. We're probably going to have a top 10 pick. But we could not move the ball in the second half. And it's the same dumb play calling that us as Titans fans have just unfortunately gotten used to. I'm still not numb to it because it still pisses me off. But it sucks seeing it every freaking Sunday. And here we are watching it again. This is just like watching the offense from last year. It sucks. It really does. I want answers. I know Levis doesn't exactly have all the time in the world to throw the football because the offensive line is shaky. But I did think Duncan did okay this week. I think he will continue to get better. Yeah, remember, he's a raw, talented, 6th-round pick that was perceived to be a top 100 entering into the draft. I think there's talent there. He's got the size. Aaron Brewer continues to be undersized. I think he's a liability. I know he's tougher than a $2 a steak, Mike Vrabel, but I don't want him on this football team. I'm getting sick of seeing him pushed back into Will Levis's lap. Watch it happen with Tannehill. Watch it happen with Malik when he went in there. He does it no matter who the quarterback is. He's just too undersized. He might be athletic and can roll out, but he also missed a rollout block, which was the end around that we had to Moore. So, Chris Moore. So now he's not only undersized, you say he's tough, but he's getting bullied. And then you say he's athletic. Okay, but the athleticism that he should have had to roll out on that end around with Chris Moore, he was unable to do it. Dylan Radins continues to be a liability wherever you line him up at. I think he's a true guard. I don't think he's a right tackle, but let's see what he's got for the rest of the year with most likely Hubbard being out. Man, he had back-to-back bad plays. He had a false start and a holding call. So it's just back-to-back. And you can't do that. That's the type of stuff that shoots us in the foot. We do it on defense too, and I'm going to get into the defense right now. Christian Fulton continues to be a liability in the secondary, constantly getting flagged with DPI, and I'm sick and tired of it. Sean Murphy-Bunting is our best corner by a mile. You could tell the secondary is a little different when Sean Murphy-Bunting's in there, and you could tell that we had a game plan to take Adam Thielen out of the game. Thank you. I played him in fantasy this week, so the fact that he didn't do good is just a win-win for me. And then speaking of wins, Tennessee won their 4th game. All 4 games that they've won have been at home. That's worrisome as well. This team was known for being tough. Remember a few years ago when we went into the playoffs on the road and beat the Patriots, beat the Ravens, went into Kansas City, almost beat the Chiefs. That was what we were known for, being that underdog mentality, that underdog team. And we can't win away from home right now. That's worrisome as well. A lot of question marks on this team. This isn't what we're used to seeing. That's why I said before in my opening intro that this is a win, but it kind of feels like a loss. There's a lot of question marks. Will Levis continues to be a bright spot. I think if we truly, he could have had 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns instead we ran him in. That's how easily misconstrued the stats can be. Those could have been 2 passing touchdowns instead we ran him in with Derrick Henry. Re-roll out or he QB sneaks it on the first one, and we're talking differently. Oh, he's got the touchdowns, but he has decent stats over the past couple weeks. He did good today. He's not working with a whole lot. I want to see him continue to keep growing. I want to see Burks back and see what he can do with Burks. Remember, his best game, he had a full complement of the wide receiver core that he did really well in, and that's when, DeAndre Hopkins lit it up for 3 touchdowns. But one thing that worried me with the game on Will Levis was that he missed a wide open DeAndre Hopkins running behind the whole defense. He was wide open. You got to read that. You got to hit it. I know he was mad after, got mad. You could tell he slammed his helmet, and he missed it. And you can also tell that he's going to go back in the film room and beat himself up even more on that. And I want to see that in him. I want to see that fire, that fight. Sometimes we did not see that so much with Tannehill. Definitely didn't see it with Mariota. I want to see that fire in our quarterback. I want to see that fight. I want to see him put his heart on the line, show the emotion when he needs to, but not all the time. Remember, Levis said that he was sometimes too emotional and he had to check it back in college at Kentucky. So I want to see that out of our quarterback. I truly do. Let's break down some stats here for you guys. Now, Will Levis was 18 of 28 for 185 yards. Derrick Henry was 18 carries, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then our receiving leader was DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches and 49 yards. Now, Bryce Young won 18 of 31 for 194. Chuba Hubbard went 14 carries, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. And then the leading receiver was Jonathan Mingo for 4 catches and 60 yards. Now, as you can tell, Thielen, like I said, 1 catch, 2 yards. We did a good job of taking him out of the game. Our biggest, I don't know if you want to say proponent. No, not proponent. The reason we won this game, let's be honest, guys. The reason we won this game is because of the defense. Jeffrey Simmons had 1 sack. Denico Autry had 2 sacks. And Arden Key had 1 sack. Now, I get that the Carolina Panthers were down some players. Their receiving core wasn't full capacity today. Their offensive line was not either. And the offensive line was obviously a weakness because Bryce Young was literally running for his life half the game. He had to make some amazing plays with his legs, and he needed to because he would have had more sacks. He had 3 carries for 23 yards with a 7.7 average. This was a defensive game for us. Like I said, it was a 17-3 lead in the first half. We didn't score anything in the second half, and we win the game 17-10. If we can just put up another 10 points, we beat them 27-10, and I have a different feeling on this game. Or if we even double what we did in the first half, we beat them 34-10, I have a different feeling on this. This was the worst team in the NFL, the Carolina Panthers. The owner was seen screaming the F word. You can look that up if you want. He was not very happy. This is a bad team, and we should have beat the worst team in the NFL by more than 7 points. And something that I'm truly concerned about, everybody, is that our play calling seems to be somewhat conservative. It seems to be like our play calling is to not lose the game rather than going out and winning the game. It's like we got up to a 17-3 lead, and it's like, all right, we got it. We're going to win. That's all we need. It was 17 points today, guys. I mean, obviously we did at the end, but I don't want that mentality. I want us to go out there and what happened to the team in the first quarter that went for it on 4th and 1 in their own territory? We brought Jeffrey Simmons in for fullback. We did it twice today. Brought him in for fullback, and he went to the right, like we were going to run to the right, and then we rolled Derrick Henry around to the left. First down. What happened to that aggressiveness? Are we not going to play with it all season? When we're aggressive, we can score 17 points in the first half. I'm not complacent with just scoring 17 points, having a 2-touchdown lead and calling that's it. I mean, we still could have lost this game. The defense held us up, held us above water all game long. But their defense in the second half shut our offense down. We had big plays, but we weren't able to sustain drives. Even if we had a big play and even got across the 50, we were still punting it. go for it some of those times. I want to see it. I mean, we have nothing to lose. We are a 4-7 football team that I don't see having more than 6 wins this year. We're going to have a top 10 pick. I want to see us be aggressive. But what I am seeing, and I told you guys in my last video, what I want to see is Will Levis and his production and his progression and how he's going to be getting better week in and week out. And the stats might not be there with the touchdowns, but the completion percentages, the rating is. He could have also thrown a couple picks today, which really would have misconstrued those stats even more, right? That would have made him look worse. So you got to remember that too. The interceptions that he could have had. He's still a rookie. He's going to make errant throws. He's going to make bad reads, like missing Hopkins, like I said earlier, for a wide open touchdown. The line played a little better today. Like I said, a little better. Get used to Duncan being the left tackle, and I want to see him continue to get better and improve there. And hopefully Dylan can stay at right tackle and just improve from there as well. And the interior can, we're set at left guard with Skoronski. Dylan Runskill at right tackle is going to be good there. And then center with Aaron Brewer is a question mark. We need to upgrade center 110% in the offseason. But let's just see where this line can get us for the rest of the year. Let's see what Will Levis can do for us. Let's see what Treylon Burks can do when he comes back. And then we can give Levis a full complement of wide receivers. And let's see what we got. I mean, I don't expect us to win out and finish 10-7 to make the playoffs. If we did, I'd love it. Man, sign me up. I'd sign up right now. Come on, let's make the playoffs. Let's get in there and see what we can do. I don't care if we make the playoffs as the worst team in the NFL. I just want to make it. Anybody can do anything in the playoffs. That's why it's one game. It's not 7. It's not the best of 7, not the best of 5. It's one game. You just have to beat that team once, and then you advance to the next round. Beat that team once. Yeah, easier said than done. But just get us in the tournament. I just don't think we're going to. Like I said, I think we're a top 10 pick. But that's what I'm looking for the rest of the season. I'm going to go over the game again. I'm going to try to at least one more time before I do a preview of the next game. And the next game here, if I remember correctly, I'm looking it up right now. That next game is our second home game in a row, and it's against the Colts. So December 3rd, Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. And guys, the AFC South looks good. Colts just beat the Bucs. Jags and Texans just went down to the wire. CJ Stroud looks like he's the real deal. I want Tennessee to draft him so bad. But hey, I'm going to try and do one more breakdown of this game before I do a preview of the next game. So let me know what you think down below. And then guys, I'm actually going to ask a favor of you. I'm looking for a new hat. I wear this hat every freaking time, or I wear my Titans beanie hat. I've seen hats with just the T on there, and I've seen hats like defensive coordinators wear sometimes that just look better than whatever the hell I can find online. If you guys happen to have any links or ideas of where to get those hats, comment down below. I'll actually pin it. You guys know where to get any good Tennessee Titans hats. And if you show me a good one, I'll buy it and I'll wear it in my next episode. So thanks for watching the video. And as always, guys, tighten up.